A Nepalese official says at least 12 local guides have been killed after an avalanche on Mount Everest. It is thought to be the deadliest accident ever on the world's highest mountain. The guides had climbed to an area known as Popcorn Field, just above the Everest base camp at around 6,000 metres above sea level. The Nepalese Tourist Ministry has told the BBC that some of the climbers have been rescued, but others are still missing. Well, joining us from Middlesbrough is Hinkes. He was the first Briton to have climbed all 14 of the world's mountains that are over 8,000 metres. Good morning to you, Alan. I mean, this does sound like a really dreadful accident.
Morning, it does. It's tragic. There's probably some of my friends involved in it. So I was a bit shocked when I heard this morning, really, and it's gone up into double figures. It's in an area known as the Icefall, which is a very dangerous part of Everest, just above base camp. I do remember when I went through it, I had my heart in my mouth. It's not one of the safest bits of climbing Everest.
And yet at the same time, I mean, it was an avalanche, and of course, if you know what you're doing, you know, it's not completely random. I mean, you can get an idea of when there's an avalanche risk. Or is this specific spot, is it more random than that? Is there a bit of a lottery to it?
To a certain extent, it is. I mean, predicting avalanches is a bit of an inexact science. You're always taking a risk climbing Everest. It is unfortunate that there were so many local guides going through this area. They'd be going fixing camps higher up the mountain that have been setting off early in the morning when the avalanche risk is less. But it seems like a big avalanche has come off the west shore of Everest, hit the icefall, and no doubt set off Seracs as well. And tragically, there's a large number of people involved in it, and some badly injured, I believe, as well. So it's pretty grim, yeah. But it is an inexact science predicting avalanches.
And how? I mean, you are very experienced in this part of the world. How does this fit in with the history of accidents on Everest? I mean, people are killed every year, but the scale, of course, is what's alarming here.
Yeah, this many in one go is alarming. You know, as I say, it did shock me when I first heard it this morning on the news. I think in the 20s there was a lot killed on the north side of Everest once in an avalanche. This amount of people killed in one go is rather alarming, yeah, and tragic. But that's the nature of climbing mountains. You know, the risks have to be accepted, but we just hope that there's never this amount of fatalities. But so it is rather grim news. It's a bit upsetting, really, as well.
And this is, of course, the beginning of the climbing season there on Everest. I mean, will it have any repercussions, or will people just carry on as normal?
Well, I think it will have repercussions. Yeah, I think some people might even pack in and go home. It will shock some of the people that are there that are waiting to climb Everest, particularly as some of them will be friends with these local guides. And you know, when a friend's killed, it does upset you. So I think there will be certain number of people leave. There's no doubt about that. But there will be other people that will hang out and no doubt summit next month.
And that is an interesting point when you mention friends. I mean, they're not simply employees. There is a bond that exists here.
Oh yeah, they're not employees. I mean, they are experienced climbers. A lot of these locals, mostly Sherpas. That's the people from the local area, but there could be Tamangs, Niwas, Gurungs amongst them. And yeah, they're friends and they're experienced guides. They're the same as myself, really. They're just Nepalese guides as opposed to Western guides. And when you have a friend killed, it obviously does upset you. So I do think there'll be a few people probably wrap it in this season and come back. But there will be others that will hang on out in there, because there's probably 200 or 300 people attempting Everest at the moment, I would think, probably more.
OK, well, Alan, thank you very much indeed for that. Thank you. There are calls for